Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Jessica Jones, but before we get started, I do have to admit a little bit of a thing. I have a slight cold while recording this, so maybe, just maybe, it's gonna affect the way that I sound. I do not know yet. I will only know once I start editing. So let's get into Season 2 of Jessica Jones. I think I've made you guys wait long enough for the last time we went into the Netflix era of Marvel. And especially, last time we did Jessica Jones, which I think actually that video went up maybe in May of this year, and now in, I don't know, November. I'm gonna say November. Probably November. We are back for some more Jessica Jones action, but it's actually gonna take us a little bit longer in order to get to Season 3, so that might start next year. But anyway, now that we've dealt with one of the best villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which, by the way, no one can deny, because this is officially confirmed to be canon, especially with the fact that Jessica Jones is apparently coming back for next year's Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again, which I am super excited about. Where do we go from there? Well, how about we go a little bit more personal, because this season deals more with how Jessica Jones got her powers and the whole IGH stuff, which, to be honest, when we got Season 1, I was actually interested in the whole IGH stuff, so I'm actually excited to go in here, but I will not talk anymore about that without going into spoilers or having nothing else to say for our main lead actress. Speaking of which, the cast time. We have Krysten Ritter back as Jessica Jones, obviously, and she once again does a phenomenal job as the character. Absolutely fantastic. And Jessica Jones this season is more dealing with the whole stuff with IGH, and I think Krysten Ritter knocked it out of the park with acting very good. Then we have Rachel Taylor back as Trish Walker, the, well, adopted sister of Jessica Jones, but also best friend, kind of. And Trish kind of goes through like a superhero complex during this season, but more of one of those like, I want to be a superhero, especially because this season is focusing on the company that made superpowered people like Jessica Jones. She kind of has a little bit of a story with that as well, and I enjoyed Rachel very much in this role. Then we have Eka Darville as Malcolm, and after being a junkie throughout most of Season 1, it is nice to see him just be a normal person instead of a junkie. He is Jessica's assistant or associate or whatever you want to call it, and he gets disrespected a lot, and the way that that unfolds over the season, I actually very much enjoyed. And then finally, for the old cast that I will talk about, we have Carrie-Anne Moss once again portraying Jerry Hogarth. And first of all, Carrie-Anne Moss is fantastic in the role. She is absolutely really good in the role. I just hate Hogarth, but that hasn't changed since Season 1, and also Defenders, and also Iron Fist. I just hate this character in general. She is a horrible character, but I will say that Carrie-Anne Moss did a fantastic job in the role. So then let's talk about some of the new characters that we have in this season. Starting off, we have Jessica Jones' new superintendent for the building, and there are gonna be some problems between him and Jessica. And we have J.R. Ramirez as Oscar Arocho. Sorry, I don't even know if his last name was ever said in the show. I just remember him as Oscar or Super. Either one of those two. I think he was very good in the role, especially as a minor antagonist for our girl Jessica Jones. Then, speaking of an actual minor annoyance, we have Terry Chen as Price Chang. Actually, that is a little bit... I made a mistake apparently, because I think I called him Chen throughout the whole spoiler talk, but apparently his last name is Cheng. Sorry about that one for people who also watch the spoiler talk. Anyway, he is entertaining as a minor annoyance, but that is literally all he is, a minor annoyance. And sometimes I did feel like, why are you even here with him? The actor does a good job. It's just, why is the character here? Like, that doesn't really matter for me. And then finally, we have actually a character whose name I'm not gonna say, but the actress, obviously, I will. We have Janet McTeer as Mystery Woman. And this Mystery Woman has a big plot with our girl, Jessica Jones. And she was also very good in the role. But there's nothing I can say about her, but I did want to point her out. But sadly enough, I can't say anything without really going into spoilers, because her storyline is very spoiler heavy. And that is the cast that I have decided to talk about. And overall, this season is a letdown compared to Season 1. I will say that it doesn't hold a candle to Season 1. It is very stretched out, as I felt throughout watching this season. It felt like they were just like stretching the storyline, and they really weren't doing a lot of interesting stuff with it. They had the material to potentially do a lot of interesting stuff. It's just they don't really pull from it. Like I said, the actors do a really good job. It's just the season has at points felt boring, and I didn't like that. Now, it's not as bad as Iron Fist Season 1, no, but sadly enough, compared to Season 1, also the villain of this season, as you could say, well, It's no Kilgrave. Let's just say that. No Kilgrave in this season. And that is also a bit disappointing. There's not really a good villain in this season for me to really, want to watch the show for. And that does indeed hurt the season a bit. And that's really all I can talk about without going into spoilers, because I'm trying to think about more stuff that I could say, but everything leads to spoiler territory, so I don't really want to do it. So I guess it's just time for the final verdict. So my final verdict for Jessica Jones Season 2 is going to be a 7 out of 10, sadly enough. Yes, indeed. To me, this is the second worst season we've gotten from the Netflix era. Online, there are differing opinions, obviously, but for me, this is the second worst season we've gotten so far. Now, we still have a couple of seasons left to go, and I will say this, the next season of Jessica Jones improves a lot upon this season. It's still not as good as like season... No. However, will it be as good as season 1? I guess we'll only have to find out once I get to it, because there's still a lot of stuff to go through. So then, let me know what you guys thought about this season in the comment section down below. And with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I do hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you have done so already, turn on notifications, don't forget to check out the Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time for Bulletproof Man. Bye!